Hello, Greensboro Karate Institute and invited guests. My name is David Hankins. I'll be leading your short instruction today. Let's come to attention, respect, ready. Good job. Okay, so today we're going to do some drills that maybe you haven't done before. These are hand techniques, mostly hand techniques, and they are part of our self-defense practice. You've probably seen some of these in our classes, especially with older students or more advanced students, but you may be a little bit confused. These techniques are very important in self-defense. However, we don't normally practice them during sparring. We don't normally practice them during sparring because they can be harmful to your opponent, and we don't want to cause that with your sparring hooky. So we practice it under control and only to be used in self-defense as a last resort. So I'll name some of these and show you some of them. Okay? You can just follow along with me. Okay? So this is called knife hand strike, palm up. I'm sure that you've seen it, but we're going to practice it today. We're going to practice it on both sides. So let's bring our hand up to our ear, cast it out like you're holding a stop sign, and you open your hand, and then you bring it in, okay, and it meets your opponent about the middle of the jaw. Okay, so again, up to your ear, out to the side, and it comes into your opponent's jaw. Then we can just repeat on the other side, bring it up to your ear, out to the side, and it comes in to your opponent's middle jaw. Of course, we bring this down so it's ready for the next one. Bring it up, out, in. Okay? Up, out, in. Up, out, in. Now, what is the name of this technique? What is this? That's a knife hand. Okay, and this is a strike, and palm is facing up. It's facing up to the sky. Knife hand strike, palm up. Now the reason why we go way out here is to get that length of travel so that we can go very hard, so that it meets right here. Okay? And the reason that I said to pretend that you're holding a stop sign, say you're holding a stop sign for the little children to cross the road, and you're stopping traffic. Okay, it's like you're holding up a stop sign, but you have your hand open. Okay, that twists your hand, your wrist, as far as it will go. It's a little harder. You have to turn your shoulder and everything to turn it backwards. So you cast it out to the side, and then it goes all the way in. Okay, if I didn't move my wrist, it would come to here. Okay, but we're going to move our wrist and strike right here. Okay, so our shoulder's going half of a turn, and our palm is coming all the way around and striking right there with our palm facing up. Now, why would we want to do this? Well, let's pretend that your opponent or a big bully was picking on you, and they grabbed you by the shirt or the gi, and they pulled you very close to them. Now there's no way you can get away. I mean, you could kick possibly, but this would do it. But you only want to do it as a last resort. Why do I say that? Because if you hit someone like this, in the jaw, on either side of the jaw, it may break the jaw. The jawbone can be broken. And of course, if it's broken, then they're laid up for a long time, and they can't eat food properly and all of that. So you want to be very careful with this. That's why we don't play with this. We don't play with these short um, close-in techniques. But you need to know them because you see them all the time anyway. You see them during self-defense. Okay? So if someone is grabbing you, say your sparring hooky grabs you in self-defense, you could pretend that you're hitting them, and you don't hit them. You watch your aim and you stop before you get to their jaw. Okay, and you don't have to get within an inch of their jaw. You can get 6 inches away from their jaw. That's fine, but you're practicing the same technique. So if you had to, you could go all the way in. Okay? Now, let me think of another one. How about, that's knife hand strike palm up. How about knife hand strike palm down? Well, that's also very good. If you had someone attacking you, and even if they grabbed you from in front, and you pinned, they've got you pinned against their chest, you could certainly do this, knife hand strike palm up, and that would hit them in the jaw. The other thing that you can do, if your opponent is right on top of you, you don't have really room to do a kick or anything, you could simply go up like this and down like this. Okay? Up like this with your elbow, and it's like you're grabbing your opposite ear. Okay? Your palm of your hand goes over your ear, and then you strike down like this. You're striking down right onto this bone right here. It's called the collarbone. Okay? So up like this, down like this. Okay, so knife hand strike palm down. Let's do a few of those. Okay? Start with our hands on our hip. Go up with this one, grab this ear, and down. Up with this one, and down. Up with this one, and down. Up with this one, and down. Okay, let me turn sideways. Up with this one, down. 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 Now you may notice on both of these, either the knife hand strike palm up that we did, palm up, or the knife hand strike palm down we're doing now. All of these have a circle within a circle. Our wrist is turning and our shoulder is turning in a circle. Circle within a circle. Circle within a circle. This is reaching up and then bringing our elbow down, so our shoulders going in partially part circle, and at the same time our wrist is coming down. Now you can see that my wrist isn't like this. I'm not hitting with my fingers. Get my fingers out of the way, I bring them back, and I'm hitting with this part of my wrist. Okay? Boom. Kind of pushing out. Okay? So both of these are a circle within a circle. It's sort of like the increased acceleration of a bullwhip. So if you snap it, even bring it back, it causes the end of it to go at an extremely high, fast rate and snap right at the end very hard because it's going very fast. You have a circle within a circle. Okay, same thing here. Knife hand strike palm down is the opposite. It's grabbing your other ear, grabbing your other ear, grabbing your other ear. Let me turn to the side so you can see it. Grabbing the other ear, other ear. Okay, knife hand strike palm down. And knife hand strike palm up. Okay, so those are two techniques that you can use when in close. Okay, I'm going to show you something else, and this is for the case that someone grabbed you, you're in very close. Now let me ask you this. If someone grabbed you by the shirt or by the gi, they were holding you close to them, what are their hands doing? Their hands are occupied, holding on to you, right? If you wiggle a little bit, they grip it even further. So what are they going to do if you hit them? I mean, they can't even prevent you from hitting them in the jaw. Their hands are busy. Of course, like this, you have to come up the center. Now, let's say that your opponent was attacking you and you didn't even have room or time to get out of the way, to run, or to kick them. Either way, they're on top of you. Well, what happens if they were to grab you and you would go right up the middle like this and hit them in the jaw with your elbow? That's the attack that you see in a lot of the self-defense. Okay, they're going up like this, and when you come down, you do two things. You can go up with your elbow, hitting them in the jaw. Now their face is turned upward. And you come down like this with your elbow, with your wrist bent, and you're landing on these same two knuckles that we always hit with, the first and the second knuckle. Okay, so it's going up and down, up and down. You could even practice that in the mirror using yourself as your opponent. Up and down, up and down. Okay, it takes some effort to get your elbow way up there and then come down. Okay, so that's a vertical elbow. Vertical goes up and down, right? Horizontal and sideways. Okay, so vertical elbow up. Vertical back fist. Vertical back fist. Vertical back fist. Okay. The other thing that you can do if you're a close encounter is elbow up. Even if whether you hit them or not, they're going to look up in the air. And then you can turn around and elbow to their ribs or their midsection, their stomach or their solar plexus right here at the V of their ribs. Okay, could knock the breath out of them. So if I'm this way, it looks like this: up, okay. So they're attacking you, or they've already got a hold of you. Elbow up. And I'm using this as the extra strength of my opposite hand to force that elbow backwards. Okay, I'll do it this way. Elbow up. Okay, let me do that again. Elbow up. Okay. So those are a few of the techniques that we'll go over the names of them so you won't forget them. You can practice them in the mirror, and then when you get back to karate class, you can have your self-defense uke practice with you. Of course, we can always do it on one-step self-defense, okay? Like the elbow we just did, plus the augmented vertical elbow, backwards elbow. Let's see if I did it this way. Okay, or this way. Okay, so those are vertical elbow, vertical back fist. Okay, or vertical elbow, turn around, and back elbow. Augmented, that means helping your elbow go backwards hard. Okay, so you can just tell me what these are. What is this one? That's right. It's knife hand strike, palm up. Knife hand strike, palm up. You don't want to take a shortcut and go like this. You don't want to do that. That's too weak. You want to reach way out in here. Knife hand strike, palm down. And vertical elbow. Followed by a vertical back fist. Okay. So hopefully you can take some of those, practice them. Don't play with these. It takes about 6.7 pounds to break this collarbone. Okay? You don't want to play with that, because if you break that collarbone on your brother or your sister or on your friend, they probably won't be your friend anymore, because that will hurt them. It'll have to be set by a doctor. They'll be in a cast for several weeks. So you don't want to do that. But we practice karate because it involves a lot of self-defense. And these are techniques that you don't want to use, you don't want to play with them, but you want to know how to use them in case you have to use them sometime. All right, so you won't see these practiced in a sparring match at a tournament. You won't see them practiced during 1/3 speed sparring between opponents, but you will see them from the upper belts as they're practicing their self-defense. Now you know what they are. Okay? Good. Thank you for watching today. Come to attention, respect, ready. Thank you. Who's number one? You're right. You are. Bye-bye.